Hello everybody, get excited. I am doing another foundation review. Today I am reviewing the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. This is a new product from L'Oreal that just released in the last month or so. You can buy this basically wherever you can buy drugstore products, at Walmart, Target, Ulta, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid. I bought mine from Ulta. It was kind of pricey for a drugstore foundation. It was $12.99. I feel like drugstore foundation prices are slowly going up. That's a pretty average price to pay for a L'Oreal foundation. There are 12 shades in this range. I have the lightest shade. This is 201 Classic Ivory. I thought that since this was Classic Ivory, it would be a little darker, but it's actually a very, very light, almost porcelain foundation. And even though I'm kind of a little darker than I normally am now, I feel like even in the fall this might be a little too light for me. Ideally I want something with a little bit of pink to it because I am so fair. I have a porcelain skin tone almost during the winter, and I feel like this would even just be too light for me, and that's saying something. With this foundation, I'm not exactly over the moon for it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm just feeling kind of blah about it. It claims to give a radiant finish. It's supposed to be 24 hours. It's supposed to be medium coverage and feel very lightweight on your skin. I'm just reading the little diagram it's got here. While it does give a little bit of a radiant glow, I feel the need to go in with a radiant primer. In the demo I provide in here, I'm using the Becca Backlight priming filter, which is it's supposed to give you like a lit from within type glow. I also like using my Laura Geller primer. That gives me a lot of glow to it. This, when I was using just a regular primer, it was not giving me the radiant finish I wanted. It was giving me just kind of a satin finish, and I wanted something to give a little bit of glow. The glow you're seeing right now, like on my forehead and cheekbones, is from a highlighter that I topped it with today. And as you'll see in the demo, I kind of talk about the coverage, and at the end of this video I talk about the lasting power. It's just kind of on a scale of 1 to 10 with this product. I'm very kind of in the middle. At a 5 or 6. I don't absolutely love it. When I bought this and I was seeing all the reviews were saying really great things. I thought I was gonna love it, but in the end it just kind of fell short for me. So I'm just gonna get into the demo right now and show you how it applies and tell you more of my thoughts on it. So let's hit that demo. I brought you a little closer. I do have quite a bit that I want to cover up today. Normally I need minimal coverage, but I've got a little visitor here on my forehead coming up, my dark circles I would like to conceal. I've got a little bit of redness going on in my cheeks today. I've got some acne scarring as well on my chin. For my primer, I've been really enjoying this Becca Backlighting Primer. This is a primer that's supposed to give you a lit from within type finish, and it's supposed to really glow underneath your foundation. And I love putting this under all my foundations. I really enjoy it a lot. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on my skin. And as you can see, as I apply it, the glow factor is pretty high, which I love about that. You know, even though it's summer, my skin is always super dry, and I have a lot of like dry patches, and I can use whatever help I can get. There's a difference to me between being glowy and being sweaty, and yes, I get sweaty, but I'm still dry and it's still just not a look I like. So I'm going to take the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I'm going to shake it up because the bottle actually says shake well before using. So I'm going to shake this, and it's actually a very runny type product, very liquidy. As you can see, it's just very runny. And I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to dab it onto my skin. I'm going to put quite a lot just because I want to try to get some coverage. It's very cooling though. It feels very refreshing on the skin. And then I'm just going to dab my beauty blender. Just dabbing it in like so. And my beauty blender is not very wet. I ran this underwater about a half hour ago, and then I let it sit because I do not like my beauty blender to be terribly damp when I apply my foundation. I feel like it just does not help. I feel like it just absorbs the product and moves it around instead of like helping apply it to the skin. So I'm going to put some more. I love how cooling this feels. This is really good in the summer for when it's really hot out. It is, and because it is so lightweight, it's a very nice product for in the summer. I kind of thought it was interesting that I thought it was really interesting that L'Oreal released a product that was supposed to be glowy in the summer. I would think they would wait until closer to winter for that. So I got a fair bit of coverage from that, but you can still see the red in my cheeks. You can still see the acne scarring here. Let's put some on my forehead, see how well we can cover that honking zit that's coming. I've been having breakouts like crazy. That's quite unusual for me. I'm never somebody who gets a lot of breakouts, so I never know really how to conceal them because I just never get them. Now, when I saw people reviewing this foundation, they were getting moderate to full coverage. Like they had redness and freckles all over their face, and when they applied this foundation, you could see all of those go away. You could see all their freckles go away, all the redness, any acne scarring just vanished. But I feel like I can still see a lot of it. And when they were doing their demos, they were applying it over their dark circles and their dark circles went away, but I can still see quite a bit of darkness coming through the foundation. It doesn't look quite as bad as it did before, but for me, I definitely will still need to go in with a concealer around my eyes to get my under eyes and down here to get the acne scarring. I have a little bit of redness around my nose as well that I will have to conceal. As you can see, it did nothing to conceal Mount Vesuvius up here. I want to try to put another layer on just to see if this is going to be buildable or not. I've never really tried to build it before, so let's try that. Now, I have tried this using a synthetic foundation brush, and I have to say I was less than pleased with the results. When you use a synthetic brush, I feel like you really do lose a lot of the dewiness, and that is when it's going to look a lot more matte and cling to your dry patches. I feel like a beauty blender is really the way to go. I also tried applying it with my hands, and it didn't apply as full coverage as I would have liked. Normally, when I apply a foundation with my fingers, that is when I get the most bang for my buck in terms of coverage. Layer of this is going on quite nicely. I feel like it's giving me a little bit more coverage. The acne scar that I had right here is covered up. You can still see a little bit of the redness coming through, but not quite as much as there was. We'll see if this covers up the zit up here. Krakatoa just erupting. It covers it a little bit. You can still see it, but the redness is not as pronounced. I'm seeing less redness around my nose, and the acne scarring on my chin seems to be covered up just from what I can see in my viewfinder. You know, this is okay. And it feels very tacky. So it feels very tacky, kind of sticky still kind of tacky. It doesn't really set, I've noticed. So I am gonna very lightly dust a powder over top my foundation. I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Matte Mineral Powder very quickly. I'm just going to take a very large fluffy brush and just very lightly tap my brush in and press the powder around my face. It's still, you can still see a little bit of glow coming through, but this just kind of helps the foundation set a bit, especially in the summer. you want your foundation to set and not be quite so tacky. Otherwise it's just gonna slick right off. This helps it feel a little more. I'm gonna add a little bit more to my chin though. Just like so. And so now you can see the final effect of putting the powder. There's still a little bit of glow coming through, but not quite too much. It's a very natural look. I'm gonna check in a mirror here. I think I've got a mirror on this compact. Looking in the mirror of this compact, I think it looks very natural. Even though it's not clinging to any dry patches. I definitely can see that the acne scar is covered up. The redness around my nose is gone. Mount St. Helens is still visible, but I've got cover up for that. But it looks quite natural and very, very pretty. This is kind of what the foundation looks like with everything on. I put some highlighter on the top of my cheekbones and up on my forehead and chin just because I lack a lot of glow. Put some blush on as well and some concealer to help conceal the rest of my under eye circles. Now this claims to be a 24-hour foundation, and I've never honestly tried to wear a foundation for 24 hours. I have no need to, and but when I'm looking for lasting power in a foundation, I want something that's going to get me through my long days. You know, I want something that's gonna last. I want something I can put on early in the morning, go teach, and come home at like 7 o'clock at night and still have it look nice. I have not put this to a full like teaching day before, and normally when I'm teaching, I'm getting up at like, I'm putting my makeup on and getting out the door by like 6:30 in the morning, and I'm not usually getting home until like 7 o'clock at night. I haven't quite put it to that long of a test yet. The longest I wore this, I put it on at like 10 o'clock in the morning and I took it off by like 5:30 at night. And even then I noticed it was slightly wearing away, like around my cheeks and on my chin, and like just right on the outskirts of my face. It was starting to wear away and look patchy, and I just wasn't quite sure what to do with that. You know, I tried setting it with the powder, and the powder didn't extend the staying power for me any, and I'm not quite sure if this is a problem other people have experienced, but I know for me that is a major flaw with this product for me. I want something that's at least going to last me at least 12 hours. And for me, this just does not do this. That being said, I've noticed that a lot of luminous foundations, or even just products that are not marketed as matte products, tend to not last as long as a matte product does, because foundations that are matte are genuinely manufactured to stay in place and hold up against oil and that sort of thing. Products like this usually don't have that staying power, I've noticed. Compared to like the L'Oreal Dream Cushion Lumi or just the Lumi in the regular bottle, I feel like this holds up the same. I get a lot of the same wear time with those two products. I get a lot of the same just overall look from those products. So this, I feel like, is nothing really new from L'Oreal in general. I do have to say I would rather wear the Dream Lumi Cushion, but that has but the color selection in that is a lot harder to work with than this. I feel like even though this is really light, it looks sort of natural. I mean, you can definitely see a difference. I feel like in person that my face looks lighter than my torso. You can mix this with darker foundations, or I actually like to mix this with my Bare Minerals liquid bronzer that I got in my Sephora Play Box, and that helps darken it up quite a bit. It looks natural, and I feel like it doesn't mess with the formulation any. If you're looking for something with SPF, you would definitely have found it in this. This product does have a little bit of SPF to it. It's got SPF 15, so this will have a little bit of a white cast in pictures, so you will have to be careful with that. I don't know, not exactly over the moon with this foundation. I thought I would love it, but I'm not completely in love with it. I will wear it, I will reach for it, but it's just not gonna be like a holy grail product. If I were to do a drugstore foundation favorites, which I'm thinking about doing, this probably would not make it, if I'm being completely honest. I'm just not overly wowed by it. It's just an average foundation for me. So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on this product. Have you tried this? Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. If there is a foundation that you are dying to hear my thoughts on as well, leave that in the comment below and I'll look into picking it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Hit subscribe so you do not miss my next video, and make sure to thumbs this video up if you like foundation reviews. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.